4 Juicy Treat Tropical Mangoes, $1.69 each. USDA bone-in strip steak, just $16.99 per pound, saving you $2. Select varieties of Arm & Hammer laundry detergent, only $5.99 for a 50-ounce bottle. Save 90 cents on Minute Maid Punch Juices, $3.99 for a 59-ounce carton. Kingsford Match Light Charcoal, only $9.99 for a 3.1-pound bag. All stores open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
You can count on us.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
You're watching Bermuda Broadcasting News. It's Wednesday, the 30th of May. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. A chief superintendent from the UK has been chosen as the new commissioner of the Bermuda Police Service. He was one of 3 overseas applicants and has been appointed for a 5-year term. Gary Moreno broke the story earlier today and tells us more in this report.
Meet Stephen Corbishley, the Commissioner-designate of the Bermuda Police Service, who is expected to succeed Michael De Silva come mid-June. According to a statement from Government House, Mr. Corbishley will be mandated to establish a program for developing talented Bermuda police officers with leadership potential and prepare them for senior command positions. The release, however, does not specify whether the post of Commissioner is one of those positions. Mr. Corbishley, who serves with the Kent Police, is described as having extensive skills and experience, having held command positions in both operational and crime divisions in the United Kingdom. He has also served with the UK's National Crime Agency. In March of this year, Mr. Corbishley found himself at the centre of controversy when it allegedly took 47 minutes for Kent Police to respond to a report of gunfire. In response to concerns expressed about the purported delay, Mr. Corbishley is quoted as saying, "All calls are assessed based on the threat, risk and harm described to officers. In this particular incident, the suspects were no longer at the scene and the threat to the victim had greatly reduced. The approach was consistent with how incidents of this nature are dealt with by the force." Unquote. We wish to point out, though, that an arrest was made in connection with this incident. Elsewhere, Bermuda's constitution places responsibility for operational policing with the governor. Governor John Ranking expressed confidence that Mr. Corbishley will serve Bermuda well. He says the chief superintendent is widely respected for his strong partisan approach to policing and his commitment to develop capability in the teams he leads. Something Wayne Keynes, the Minister of National Security, hopes will become a reality.
I'm responsible for a number of ministries. And every ministry that I have responsibility for, it is my hope, as it is the hope of every right-thinking Bermudian, that we have a trained Bermudian to take over and lead that entity. This government believes in Bermuda, and we believe in putting the right Bermudians in place. We support any plan that has Bermudians that are rightly trained and fit for purpose in leadership roles.
Pressed on what government's position might be on a non-Bermudian succeeding Commissioner Michael De Silva,
all of the people that applied for this job had to do so in a competitive and an open and a transparent method. The governor should be challenged onto what the rubrics were. The governor should be challenged to what the standard was. The governor has the opportunity to say who were on the tribunal. But what is clear, this government believes that from Prospect Primary to Cedar Bridge to Bermuda College, right on through to university, that Bermudians are capable, they are strong enough, that they are intelligent enough to lead any and every government department, which includes the Bermuda Police Service, and we will not resile from that.
Mr. Keynes did, however, indicate a ministerial statement outlining government's position on the selection of the new commissioner will be made on the floor of the House of Assembly in due course. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Meantime, sources within the Bermuda Police Service claim officers have not yet officially been informed about Mr. Corbishley's appointment, saying the first they heard of it was from our reports throughout the day. And we have an update on the story we brought to you yesterday about Natasha York. She was sentenced to 12 months in prison with 9 months suspended after importing cannabis, apparently for medical reasons. The 41-year-old told Magistrates Court that carrying more than 1,400 grams of the drug on a plane from Canada was a desperate act after the government refused to allow her to import medical cannabis products. Her doctor, Dr. Kaiwan Brown, has since taken to social media to update the public, saying the government has responded favorably to her application.
We have been able to secure the first official permit to import medical marijuana, the full components, both THC and CBD, for this particular patient, which is a landmark in this particular case, as well as in Bermuda. And this can go and help so many, especially Natasha, to control her disease. Now she has an official permit by the minister, Michael Weeks, who we are so thankful for the Minister Michael Weeks for approving us and granting us this permit, so she can start getting treatment that she needs, even while incarcerated. And that's the next hurdle. So the process now is that we have to import it and then get it dispensed to her while incarcerated. Yeah, the irony is that she now has a legal permit for something that she was incarcerated for, but I'm going to leave that up to her lawyers to fight. But from a medical point of view, we now have her official certificate, so she can now possess the medical marijuana in its full capacity and be able to control her disease.
We'll have more for you after this short break, including expert predictions for this hurricane season. How bad will it be? Stay with us to find out.
You can count on us.
Save $1.20 on Oscar Mayer turkey bacon, only $3.99 for a 12-ounce package. Red ripe strawberries, $4.99 for a 1-pound package. Save $1.01 on Breyer's ice cream, just $7.19 for a 48-ounce tub. Hot price on Kraft shredded cheese, $3.89 for an 8-ounce package. Save 66 cents on Kool-Aid drink mix, only $4.99 for a 20-ounce tub. Visit our website at www.marketplace.pm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
Blurry-eyed following your eye appointment? Had one too many? Or simply too tired to face the drive home at the end of a long night? There are lots of reasons why you couldn't and shouldn't get behind the wheel. Introducing HomeSafe from Security Associates, the island's only car and driver home delivery service. Reschedule with us and a HomeSafe driver will deliver you and your car right to your door. Whatever your reason for not driving, you can always get HomeSafe. Call 298-2626 for pricing and to find out how you can become a member, or visit homesafebermuda.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Surface Terms has been serving Bermuda for over 25 years, supplying and installing tile and natural stone. We have a large in-stock selection of beautiful porcelain wood planking, including our exclusive Bermuda cedar tile. You will also find Bermuda's best in-stock selection of countertops, including natural granites, exotic quartzites, and silestone engineered quartz in all the newest colors. Our team will be happy to help you. Stop by our showroom at 17 Serpentine Road or give us a call at 295-8005.
Welcome back. Well, the pressures of social media are deeply damaging the self-esteem of girls, according to the Women's Resource Center. The charity will be hosting a workshop for 12 to 16-year-olds this Saturday at Charity's House. Danae Burchell of the center says the majority of women who come through the doors have suffered from low esteem for years.
Girls with low self-esteem may not be as willing to try new things. They can face depression, anxiety, different mental health issues, anorexia, bulimia. They just won't thrive in the way that they should, and they are not setting a foundation for themselves to grow as a woman, a positive, high self-esteem woman.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned social media impacting on girls' self-esteem. How does that happen?
So what happens is we see women who are body girls, as they call it, similar to how when other women were growing up in a different time, we see women on the front of magazine. That is the expectation of what beauty is and how you should look, and not necessarily is everyone is able to attain that standard of beauty. I think 10% of the population actually has that model look. So girls, they see these images and they want to be able to attain it, but they can't. So what happens is they have this inner bully, we call it, and the inner bully says, you're ugly, you're never going to be this, you're never going to be that. So when they get these messages, they're still beating themselves up instead of engaging in positive self-talk or their inner bestie and saying, okay, I don't look like her, but I'm beautiful in this way, and I'm positive, and I'm learning and growing in different ways.
The half-day workshop is this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. at Charity's House. You can register by calling the Women's Resource Center on 295-3882 during office hours. That's 295-3882. 3882. In other news, it's Hurricane Preparedness Week in Bermuda. Timely, since the first named storm of the season, Alberto, has already drenched the U.S., claiming multiple lives. Alberto is early. The official start to hurricane season doesn't come until this Friday. But as Tony Waterman found out, the IRM Hurricane Preparedness session this morning, Alberto's early arrival doesn't necessarily indicate an unusually active hurricane season.
2017. Not just an active hurricane season, it was a hyper-active season, with 17 named storms, 5 more than usual.
When I stepped out, all I could see was total destruction.
Harvey, Maria, Irma, permanently etched into the memories of millions. But in Bermuda, an anomaly. For the first time in a decade, no tropical storm watches or warnings were issued.
That was quite unusual. The last time that occurred was 10 years prior. So with that in mind and just general statistics, I think we can at least expect some sort of tropical advice going out to the community this season, even if it's just a tropical storm watch.
Meteorologists aren't expecting such an active 2018, with most agency forecasting 12 or 13 storms.
One of the main reasons for that is we've got a weak El Nino developing, which tends to curtail development in the main development region, which is the tropical area of the Atlantic. And we're also looking at slightly cooler than average sea surface temperatures. So that just sort of puts a cap on development. And that's why most agencies are looking at average numbers this year rather than the very active season we saw last year.
Water temperatures may be slightly cooler than average this year, but overall they are on the rise. 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than they were at the turn of the 20th century. Now, a lot of this has to do with climate change, and because storms need a water temperature of 26 degrees Celsius, that's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit to form, warmer waters could mean more intense hurricane seasons in the future.
Irma being the strongest in the Atlantic basin and the longest lasting Category 5 hurricane. That's unusual. That was record breaking, and obviously the rainfall of Harvey, and some people are putting that down to potentially to climate change.
The severity of the storms made 2017 a record year for insurance losses. It also claimed thousands of lives. A new Harvard study says the final death toll in Puerto Rico after Maria was likely 5,000. And like Puerto Ricans, most Bermudians don't evacuate during storms, making the dissemination of information extremely important.
Text messaging, email, it's going to be on TV, but we're looking at having an emergency alert system similar to what they have in the US when you drive around and you see amber alerts or silver alerts, that type of messaging going out, which cuts across and breaks into all communication devices.
That system won't be ready this year, but National Disaster Coordinator Steve Kosem is hoping it will be operational by next hurricane season. He's also working on legislation to streamline disaster management. In the meantime, closing gaps in communication is the priority.
I've just made contact with Airbnb disaster manager who will send out our messaging to those tourists on the island that aren't in hotel properties, who are not staying with local people, but they are in Airbnb where the local people may be off island, to send them the messaging as well.
It's impossible to tell if any of this year's hurricanes will make their way to Bermuda. But as history has shown, it only takes one to make it an active, damaging, even deadly hurricane season. Tony Waterman for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Not my favorite time of year. Well, staying with weather, more showers on tap. Here's our AccuWeather forecast.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer, and it's been pretty unsettled over the last 24 hours. The good thing is we really need the rainfall. The bad thing is it just makes for a soggy day. We've been having a cold front dropping in from the north. We call these backdoor cold fronts, and it's just been pressing down over the island, and I'm sure you're going to be feeling the drop in humidity. That's the plus side of things, but I was actually reading the forecast discussion from the Weather Service office here in Bermuda, and they were talking about how they picked up about 1.5 inches of rain. Again, this is beneficial, but certainly making for some unsettled conditions throughout this morning and also this afternoon. So here you can see the radar with that heavy rain that has been moving through the area. We will see that drop off in the humidity, so that's a good thing. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s. Humidity is up there right now, 85 to 90%. Winds are shifting, so they're coming in now out of the northwest, 10 to 20 knots. The water's nice and warm. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of sunshine in the coming days. We're still going to have lots of clouds around and also some showers as well. But the water right now sitting at 80 degrees. Waves inside the reef near 1 foot, and outside the reef they're between 3 and 5 feet. So what do we have in store as we head into the next couple of hours? Getting into the forecast for tonight, temperatures stay near average for lows, 74 degrees for your overnight low. Still a little bit breezy this evening and partly cloudy, and we can't rule out the possibility of a shower. We're actually keeping a shower in the forecast for the next couple of days, so some more rain is on the way, and hopefully with June starting in a couple of days, we're off to a better start in the rainfall department as we head into the new month. So here we have our upcoming tides. High tide coming in at 10:07 this evening, and then low tide coming in just after 4:30 Thursday morning. So as I mentioned, we do have some showers in the forecast over the next couple of days. The humidity is dropping off. Temperatures near average, 80 degrees for tomorrow with clouds and sun, and we'll have a shower in spots. I know this icon looks a lot worse than it's actually going to be tomorrow afternoon, but we will have some high clouds out there, so some peaks of sunshine getting you through your Thursday. Hey, if you're doing some traveling, we do have some showers and storms in the forecast along the East Coast, including New York City, 66 degrees there. And it's still very stormy right now in the southeast. There's been a lot of ongoing flooding issues out there. Now, here a little bit closer to home, I guess you can take a step down into the Caribbean, Jamaica, Barbados, and also Trinidad. Few showers out there, no tropical development, but the Atlantic hurricane season does start on June 1st. So that's just a couple of days away. So here we have our extended forecast. Few spotty showers Thursday and Friday. Our front will be lifting back as a warm front Saturday and also Sunday, with a few more showers in the area.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
This summer I was in Germany on holiday with my family, and on a whim one day my son and I joined a speed sliding competition, and as I came down the water slide I went straight down in the pool and whacked my left foot on the bottom of the pool, and I looked down and I didn't see a foot. I just saw the bones sticking out and I started to feel faint. I was ambulanced to a hospital where I stayed for 11 days and had surgery. I had snapped all the ligaments on both sides of my ankle. And in the middle of all this stress and pain, we thought, how are we going to deal with health insurance? How will we pay for this? And I got a response from Allison at BF&M, and she said, your admission and surgery will be covered at 100%. I didn't have to put it on a credit card and deal with the reimbursement later. It made such a big difference to us. And for me, the BF&M difference is stress-free insurance when I really needed it.
Carl, you're not entering this race. You cannot do it. You're not strong enough. It's too dangerous.
Please, son, listen to your father.
I can do it. I'll show you, Dad. I'll show everyone. I can do this. I know I can! Who's there? Show yourself.
So you're looking to join the derby? Come with me if you want to win. You'll be faster. You'll be stronger. You'll be better than the rest of them. You'll be a winner. Can you feel it? The ducks are coming back.
Rubber Duck Derby, June 3rd, 2018. Adopt a duck to support Friends of Hospice.
Welcome back. Blockchain for Beginners. That's the theme of a town hall meeting organized by the Ministry of National Security tomorrow. The public event will take place at the Pier 6 complex on Front Street at 6 p.m. According to National Security Minister Wayne Keynes, it's aimed at providing information on blockchain and what it means for Bermuda.
Tomorrow's town hall meeting is an open event that will serve as an introduction to the world of blockchain. We have a lineup of industry experts who aim to break down blockchain for the masses. We will explore the basics of the technology with Bermuda tech guru Richard Augustus, startup entrepreneur John Narway, and a local young technologist, Glenn Simmons. We will explore what the Digital Asset Business Act, scheduled to be debated on the 1st of June, will mean for our island, and we will answer any questions that you, the public, might have. The program will be hosted by Bermuda's own Teo Dill of the Bermuda College. It is difficult to restrain my enthusiasm for what is emerging in our industry and what it will mean for our island of Bermuda, our economy, our local job landscape, and of course, education for our young people. But beyond that, FinTech Bermuda seeks to be the epicenter of the global FinTech ecosystem. We have learned that blockchain technology is more than just a revenue generator. It's a tool to in fact change the world, to provide access to resources, to assets, and to empower individuals. With our strategic plans for the industry, we seek to create space and an innovation hub that will create solutions that will positively impact our world.
In other news, it's 50 years since the first election held in Bermuda under universal suffrage. The historic poll took place on May the 22nd, 1968, after a concerted campaign to abolish the law that gave some property owners extra votes. A small exhibition at the Chubb Building in Hamilton is marking the anniversary, sponsored by Chubb and the National Trust. It traces the history of the island's governance from 1620 and includes treasures like the original document abolishing slavery in 1834. Also included are images of Gladys Morrell, who fought for women to get the vote, but with the powers that be reluctant to share the power, it was often a struggle for the disenfranchised to win influence. Illustrated in the gallery by a painting of the theater boycott. Bill Zool, head of the National Trust, helped organize the exhibition, and he spoke to us about the success of the 1968 settlement.
For one thing, it's very difficult to imagine what would have happened to Bermuda without this 1968, without the free and open elections, without a constitution being put in place and so forth. Had there not been that change, Bermuda could have ended up in a much more difficult and acrimonious situation. So from that point of view, it's important. I think it also draws a line between, say, sort of old Bermuda, where a relatively small number of people decided how life was going to be for the vast majority, to what we would recognize as a normal, democratic kind of society, pluralist society, where you have a vote, you have a say in how you're going to be governed and who's going to govern you.
And the National Trust will be holding a talk on Bermuda's path to full democracy tomorrow night. That's at the Chubb Building at 6 p.m. Among those taking part will be Sir John Swan, the former Premier and member of the Committee for Universal Adult Suffrage, which played a key role in campaigning for the vote. Also present will be former Ministers John Barrett and Arthur Hodgson. They'll be joined by veteran journalist Meredith Eben. Still to come, all the latest sports news in just a few minutes. Don't move.
Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
I've been diabetic for 13, 14 years.
People develop type 2 diabetes over a number of years.
People can lose their sight. There are other people who have lost their limbs through amputations. There are many people who are on dialysis, and you're at increased risk for things like strokes and heart disease.
I had fears that I would have a heart attack, or I would have a stroke, or I would lose limbs, or lose my eyesight. The program Diabetes Reversal has made me really realize that it's a lifestyle change.
The program is designed so that the patient can learn to take control of the disease instead of this disease taking control of you.
I feel so good I feel like I've been given a second chance.
It's not a crash course, it's not a diet course, it doesn't involve supplements or pills or anything like that.
Just take that leap of faith and know that there is a way without medication.
I invite you to take the first step on the journey of the Diabetes Reversal Program here at the Premier Health and Wellness Center.
Sports now, and Bermuda's Davis Cup team has been in action. Earl Baisden has tonight's sports package.
The Bermuda Davis Cup team of Gavin Manders, Jensen Bascom, David Thomas, and Trey Mallory were back on court taking on Jamaica in Costa Rica. Bermuda went down 3-0 in their latest match. Mallory went down in the opening game in straight set 6-3, 6-4 to Dimitri Bird. Manders would then take on Roland Phillips, and he would go down in straight set 6-3, 6-4. Bascom and Thomas would then take to the court for the doubles, and they would fall in a 3-set battle to Marcus Malcolms and Phillips. The Jamaica pair won the first set 6-1, but Bascom and Thomas would level the match, winning the second set 6-3. Malcolm and Phillips would then close out the match, winning the third set 6-3. On Saturday, June 2nd, the Bermuda Amateur Swimming Association will be holding a swimathon at the Bassa Pool throughout the day in order to raise money to replace the current starting blocks with Merthyr track start blocks. Nicholas Patterson has organized the event, hoping for plenty of participation.
We have approximately 140 swimmers registered with Bassa. We're hoping to get a majority of that to come out to the swimathon. And we're hoping they'll show up 2 or 3 times throughout the day, put in as many meters as possible. I know I have some swimmers aiming for 30,000, 40,000 meters. So there's some big goals. Hopefully all the swimmers will make them.
After punching its ticket to the NCAA Regional, Braxton Stowe and his St. Louis University men's baseball teammates could only wait to see where they would be headed. The team got the answer as the NCAA announced they would be occupying the number 4 seed in the Oxford Miss region hosted by Ole Miss. Stowe broke down his season.
It's a good season for me personally, going through what I went through my past with the knee injuries and the multiple surgeries I've had. So this year has been a real good bounce back year for myself, getting healthy and getting some playing time here and there. Of course, when I was injured, they had to find somebody to, obviously play as I'm injured. So that guy, he earned his spot and everything like that. So what I'm doing now is just working to get stronger, healthier, and turn my skills in for next year. So that's what will be mine next year, because I got a senior now, so he's going to graduate. But for me personally, this year's been great. Got my first home run out the way, got a couple of hits in here and there, played field defensively. So it's been a great year for myself and also for my team. Winning the A10 championship this past weekend, we won 3 straight, and we beat George Mason there in the finals. And our second game was a real close game. We won in I believe the 13th inning on a walk-off double. So it's just been a great year for the team, winning the championship, coming first place in our division, and now we're set and ready to go to Mississippi to play Ole Miss in the regionals.
Tahira Butterfield represented the University of Albany during the NCAA East Preliminary Championships at the UFC Track and Field Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Competing in the women's 4x100 meter relay, Butterfield and her teammates placed 19th overall with a time of 45:10. Kamal Lavrock and his Nottinghamshire second teammates, in reply to Durham second's first inning score of 422, were bowled out for 264, and then were sent back to bat in their second 11 championship match at the Nott Sports Club. Nottinghamshire seconds will be bowled out in a total of 78.5 overs, with Lavrock the third highest score with a knock of 36 over 51 deliveries. Lavrock would hit 6 fours in his 43-minute stay at the wicket. Nottinghamshire seconds reached 107 for 1 after 34 overs, when bad light halted play for the day. The Bermuda men's and women's senior volleyball teams went back on the courts as the USA Volleyball Open National Championship continued in Dallas. Bermuda's men would win their opener 27-25, 17-25, 15-12 over the 850 Elite men's team. Bermuda would then fall 25-15, 25-19 to 6-pack before falling to Wisconsin Great Lakes 25-16, 25-16. The Bermuda women's team defeated the Divas 1 team 25-14, 19-25, 15-8. They would then defeat the Chile Invasions 25-19, 25-17. The 2018 Bermuda Inline Bowl hockey season is 7 weeks old, and today we bring you the current point leaders in the divisions. Jeremy Esty from the St. David's Islanders is the league leading goal scorer with 22 goals. Matt Benson from the Warwick Waves and Christopher Jackson from St. David's Islanders are tied for second with 13 goals. Andrew Kernall from the Southampton Sailors and Josh Bush from the Warwick Waves both have 12 goals on the season thus far. Esty leads the overall point standings with 38. Benson is in second with 23, while Jackson and Kernall both have 20 points. In the goalkeeper goals against average department, the leader is Scott Steele from the Tuckerstown Tropics with an average of 5.33 goals a game. Dave McVie from the Southampton Sailors is in second with an average of 5.60, and St. David's Islanders' Kevin De Silva has an average of 6 goals a game. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. Well, that's all from us. I'm Diane Brewer. Have a great night.